It is a scary time at Howard University. My name is Micaiah Goodman. I'm a sophomore biology major on a pre-med track at Howard University, and things are getting scary. I know people may be wondering, why do you keep making videos? This is like your 17th video. Why do you keep saying things? Because it is genuinely starting to get terrifying. One of the most popular pages indirectly associated with Howard University, Last Bison Standing, recently posted, "Things are about to get ugly. Start making your exit strategy." This page is typically known to be run by, I believe, some recent graduates, and they are known for fundraising, giving out scholarships, as well as selling Howard merch. These people are telling us things are about to get ugly. Make your exit strategy. What is that supposed to mean? As a current Howard student, what is that supposed to mean? People are thinking that we're just coming to the internet to beg for money or complain, but we're genuinely scared. The university is threatening to send our balances to debt collectors. Debt collectors. There's a chance that we could have a 28 to 30, I think I saw someone put a 28 to 60% interest rate on our balances. I just finished my first year. I did not know that this was a thing. I didn't even know that this could even happen. Beyond just not being able to afford our education, people are being threatened. I would know because I've personally been threatened. Not only are we expected to pay these extremely high balances with a small number of days and a small notice, or they'll be sent to debt collectors, but we're also being threatened, pressured, and attacked and harassed to stop speaking about it and to start taking our videos down. For everyone that thinks that this is just a joke, or for all of the negative comments that are just giving out judgment and not actually listening to what we're saying, please, if there's anything that you listen to, if there's any video that you watch in full and truly comprehend, it's this one. Things are getting scary. I don't even know in what way, and that makes it scarier. All I know is if you're a student that's considering transferring, or even if you're not considering transferring, please just submit some transfer applications. There are some schools who still have transfer applications open for the fall. Just submit them as a safety net. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what could happen, but I know that I'm not going to stop speaking about it, so I just have to be prepared for whatever backlash comes, whether from the university, whether on behalf of the university, or whatever the case may be.
What? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Are you telling me that you guys don't want to be censored from the Black University or the HBCU that you guys attend because they are now requiring for you guys to pay your student loan balances or your balances on whatever classes that you have in order for you to continue to go to the university? Wait. If this was a PWI or some other outside entity, you guys would be protesting, but you guys are getting upset at the HBCU that you go to, the esteemed Howard University. Say it isn't so. So now what you basically have is a bunch of students that are angry and people are upset because they are going to be sent to debt collectors, which is really weird to me that y'all continue to enroll in these universities, even though you know what the tuition is going to cost you. It is on their website. It is usually public information. And you guys decided to enroll. You incur whatever debt that you incur from the last or the previous semester or whatever. And now you are wondering why they are going to send you to a debt collector, which would then force you to probably take out some student loans. And then you put yourself right back in a cycle. And then they're going to be asking whoever the next presidential candidate for student loan forgiveness at the expense of taxpayers. Sounds like a pretty toxic cycle. It's like a bad relationship. But let's continue.
Howard is currently having a scandal right now because students cannot pay their tuition. And I'm making this video to address everybody who is badgering these students, saying, "Oh, well, you shouldn't have gone to a university that you can't afford. You shouldn't have."
Facts. No. That's a fact. You know what else? Like, they got community colleges. I know that that's not the Black experience, that you guys don't want to go to community college. You don't want to go where you can afford, or in-state college where you'll have in-state tuition that costs you significantly less so that you don't have student loans when you graduate with these fabulous underwater basket weaving degrees. But let's continue.
Did this, blah, 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 blah. Because it's not about that. This is no longer about people not being able to pay their balances. This is about a school becoming more focused on money and their business rather than their students and academia. For the 24-25 school year, our tuition was over $50,000 a year. If we want to do some rough math, $50,000, more than $50,000, but we're just going to say $50,000.
Now, I haven't been in school in a while, but I'm probably going to re-enroll because I want to become an architect. And I really, really love this whole building houses thing that I got going on. But I know that, first of all, going out of state costs you. And then you also have to take into consideration that you want to live on campus, and that's going to cost you. And so, this is a lesson. This is a lesson in being an adult. The first lesson probably that a lot of these kids are going to have in being an adult. If you don't want to go to a university or you don't want to pay whatever it costs, because they're only using a blanket statement, but let's continue, then you're going to have to enroll in a place that you can afford until you can afford it. And then that's when you then go and do whatever it is that you got to do. But I just want to hear the whole thing. I'm sorry.
$1,000. With 12,500 students, how much money is that every year in tuition? That's $625 million. And stay with me, our tuition is rising. $20,000 more. And it doesn't stop at tuition. Let's talk about revenue. How much revenue does Howard make every year? So let's account for 2023. How much did Howard make in revenue in the year 2023? $1.27 billion. Almost $1.3 billion. But these students who are struggling financially, who can't apply their payment plans, who can't apply their scholarships, who financial aid is not being posted, they have to pay their $20,000 balance now. They absolutely need to. And let's not mention the consequence of this. If you don't pay your balance is getting sent to collections. Not only do you lose your spot and you are not able to register for classes.
I remember this movie called Higher Learning, where the white girl was standing there in front of the financial aid office for Columbus University or whatever they was projecting the university to be. And the lady gave her card back, and she said, "You're just going to have to get a job. Y'all might have to take a semester off, pay your debt, and get a job. It'll be the best thing that ever happened to you."
Your tuition's getting, your unpaid bill is getting sent to collections. For all my people who are considering coming to Howard this upcoming year, whether you're an incoming freshman, sophomore, junior, whatever, or even if you're in a graduate program, please reconsider. Absolutely weigh your pros and cons with other schools. If you can pay less and receive less stress by going anywhere else, go there.
That's the solution, right?
It's not Howard University. And it's not the families and students. It's Trump's big, beautiful bill.
I wasn't expecting that one, honestly. I didn't know that this was Trump. Is this Trump's fault too? What? Jeez, I can't believe it.
There's a lot of banter going back and forth because you have students at Howard University opening up GoFundMe pages and accounts, and they're asking for assistance. They're being accused of mismanaging their money, and you have others who are blaming Howard University for being, doing a big money grab. And it's neither one of them. It's Trump's big, beautiful bill, which has made 3 major changes that will now make it almost impossible for working class families to be able to afford to send their children off to school to get a 4-year degree. Okay, the first thing, if your child will be attending school part-time, they may not even qualify for a Pell Grant. When you fill out that FAFSA application, and you have to fill it out, once you fill it out on that application, once it comes back, it tells you how much you qualify for in aid. If your child is attending part-time, they may not even get any.
That means that you got to be enrolled for at least 12 credit hours. Now, I don't even know how valid this is, but I think that if you go out of state to go to school, then you definitely should be going to school full-time. But that's just me. And I don't even know how valid that this is, but let's continue.
Okay. The second thing, student loans. There was a time when you would see how much financial aid you received, and whatever financial aid you received, you would then look and say, okay, let me take out a student loan to cover the balance. Now there's a cap put on student loans, so you may not even be able to get the full amount to cover the tuition.
That means that you're probably going to have to get a job then. Congratulations. Finally, somebody is putting limits on people being able to graduate with underwater basket weaving degrees and then coming back and blaming the government, the system, for them taking out student loans so that they can go and buy these degrees that they can't do anything with. I actually agree with that. But again, that's just me.
Okay, so between the Pell Grant and the student loan, you still may have an outstanding balance that you have to pay out of pocket for. That's the second thing. The third thing is if you're looking to pursue a graduate degree and you're going to need to take out a loan to do that, there are no more loans for graduate school. Those are the three major changes in Trump's big, beautiful bill that impact working class families primarily, and worse, black working class families and their children who want to go out to an HBCU.
So let's assume, for the sake of conversation, that is in the big, beautiful bill, in which that would not be applicable to just black people, because I haven't done my research. I'm literally reacting to this in real time. Then that means that would also affect white people and Asian people and Arabic people and Latino people and Hispanics and everybody else in between. You know what? We got to continue this conversation on the Millionaire Morning Show. This is something I want to have a conversation with the chat with. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Henley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. Peace. This is crazy.